Hello, my friends. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I wanted to share another devotion from Hope for Each Day. This is the one that Billy Graham wrote, and I really love it because he's a great storyteller, right? And so he's lived some years, right? By the time he was writing this, he was much older, and he had some great stories, and this is one of them. All right, it's called Victory Bells. And the verse is from Isaiah 43:11, says, I myself am the Lord. I am the only Savior. Yes, he is the only one. A story is told about Easter and the army of the French general Napoleon, who conquered much of Europe in the early 19th century. Okay, so a long time ago, big general, a lot of wartime activity going on back then. The story says that Napoleon's army arrived just outside of an Austrian town called Feldkirch, expecting they'd easily overpower the townspeople the next day. All right, so Austria is like its own country, right? And so here's the army coming right up to him, thinking, oh, next day we'll just conquer this town. They might be thinking, let's just rest up before we do it, right? But it was the night before Easter, and the Christians of that town gathered in their little church to pray. The next morning at sunrise, the bells of the village rang out across the countryside. Napoleon's army, not realizing it was Easter Sunday, because they probably weren't Christians focusing on God, right? Thought that in the night, the Austrian army had somehow come into the town and that the bells were ringing for joy. Well, they were ringing for joy. They were ringing for joy to celebrate He is risen. Jesus was risen from the dead, to celebrate the Easter story. But the army thought that the Austrian army had come in to protect all the people. So they decided to leave. And the battle at Feldkirch, this little town, never took place. That whole town was saved because of God and because they went that night. Remember what I said right at the beginning? They gathered in their little church to pray. As Easter is celebrated each year, church bells all around the world will ring to declare Jesus' victory over death. He is risen. He is risen, the risen Lord, and because of him, we can live forever in heaven. The Easter bells caused that army to flee. The beautiful sound of bells ringing to celebrate Jesus caused an army to flee and saved a beautiful little town. Pretty cool? I know. I hope you guys will just go play some bells today. Go and, have you guys ever gone to the Carillon downtown in Nashville? Beautiful bells that play on the hour. I have bells attached to my doors. I have bells hanging. We've got a lot of bells. I've loved bells since I was a little girl. But think about them ringing to tell people that He is risen. All right, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow.